I love Ethereum, I love Cardano, I love Polkadot, I love Solana, I love so many altcoins. But if you want to make money in this crypto market, you need to pay attention to the Bitcoin because it drives the market, at least as of now. And so that's why I make this content called Crypto Weekly, where I provide you with some news around the cryptocurrency space, and I also provide you with some technical analysis around the Bitcoin. Because once you know what the Bitcoin is going to do, then you have an idea of what your altcoins are going to do. So if you think that's interesting, there are 3 things you're going to do for me. Subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell, and then let's dive in.
Alright guys, I'm super excited that you are here, and welcome to Daily Crypto with Paul. It's July 16th and it's amazing. So basically, for those of you that have been following me, you know what we do already. So if you're new here, basically what we do is to look at some cryptocurrency news, news around the cryptocurrency space, so as to keep you updated. If you're an investor in this space or you're looking at investing in this space, at least our aim is to keep you updated with the most and major news of happenings in the cryptocurrency space. Then we also look at some technicals of Bitcoin, because once you understand what Bitcoin is going to do, you have an idea of what most of your altcoins are going to do, at least, although some would not follow the trend at some point. But most likely, once you know what Bitcoin is going to do, you have an idea of what your altcoins are going to do. So basically, we look at crypto news and we look at some technical analysis for the Bitcoin. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's dive in and see what's currently happening today. Thank you for coming. Alright, so welcome. So we're starting with CoinDesk, basically. So let's see what's happening from CoinDesk. The first news I have here is that SRP eyes death cross as support at 0.51. Of course, this is some technicals for SRP. SRP is about to make a death cross. Okay, and once death cross happens, between the 20-week and the 51 day or so. So, but once death cross happens, this is going to be very killing, and SRP has more tendency to keep going down. So this is just a news for SRP investors that SRP is about to have a death cross and it might just continue going down from there. Because after the death cross basically indicates that the bull run for that particular coin is over. So very crazy. Then it says Hong Kong next to issue Binance warning. Of course, we've been seeing a lot of Binance warning around. China has done it, a lot of people have done it, and they're saying Italy has also done it. We saw that yesterday, and now Hong Kong might do it next. So there's a lot of attack on Binance, front, back, left, right, center. And so for those of us that run on Binance, I run on Binance also, it's cause for us to pay more attention and really see what's happening. But I really know Binance will survive because Binance has a DEX, a decentralized exchange, and even if the whole governments are going to chase them out of the various countries, they can run on DEX. Okay, and of course P2P, with the P2P thing also, it's possible for Binance to be able to run smoothly. Though this news is just basically telling us that Hong Kong is next to issue the Binance warning. Then the other news we have here is that Binance to end support for stock tokens. Of course, basically what do they mean by stock tokens? Remember there was a time Binance was saying we could trade Tesla stocks. For those of us that have been on Binance, most likely. So Binance was looking for a way that we could start buying conventional stocks, but with cryptocurrencies. So think of buying Google shares, Facebook shares, those kind of shares, but this time with Bitcoin. It's going to be super amazing, and this is one of the things that really made me very bullish on Bitcoin. So Binance has tried. They tried with Tesla, and there was a lot of volatility, and they are really working on managing things. But now they are coming out to say, look, we are going to end support for it. And I really want to believe this is just for now. They are facing a lot of attack from here and there, and so they're just trying to manage what they do. Okay, so but let's see how it goes in the end of everything. But that's basically the news. Then there are some other things here. Some analysts are saying by 2050, Bitcoin will become dominant in global finance. Across the whole world, Bitcoin will become number one. So, but let's see how this is going to play. Then the Bank of America approves Bitcoin future tradings for some client sources. This is super amazing. Just some minutes ago, I wish I could find the news here. The US Treasury Secretary had said he's open to cryptocurrencies. Now he's relaxing his view on cryptocurrencies, meaning people could begin to do more things with cryptocurrencies. You can buy it if you want, even though you just be aware that it's risky. So, but now we are seeing here that the Bank of America just approved Bitcoin future trades for some client sources. So you can trade Bitcoin futures. So this is a very, very good and positive news because it's giving more people opportunity to come into the blockchain space. And the last one I'm going to pick from here is that the market open is betting that Cardano won't release smart contract by October 1. Of course, Cardano has been working on this smart contract project, I think Alonso or something, and they are really looking at releasing it. Of course, smart contract is basically what makes the whole blockchain very smart. That is why I can vote on the blockchain. That's why we can do amazing things on the blockchain. Okay? Otherwise, blockchain will just be money. But with smart contract, Ethereum has evolved blockchain to healthcare, to music industry, to logistics, to every single field you can think of. People are currently buying land from using the blockchain because of smart contracts. So Cardano has been saying we are going to add this smart contract feature, and this is why a lot of people have been investing heavily in Cardano. But now some people are saying that the Cardano project guys might not be able to add smart contract even by October 1. So this might be a little bearish for Cardano though, but anyway, it's just some people's point of view. So we have a lot of things, and you can see digital yuan. I mean, China is already making their plan. This is why China is really against crypto, basically, because they have a plan for their own digital currency. So I believe this is the underground reason why they agree with crypto for now. But anyway, these are the basic news I'm going to pick from CoinDesk. There are a lot of other interesting things here, but I think these are the major ones. Okay, I've run through this page and I really just picked these ones. Okay, so let's go to Cointelegraph and see what's happening with Cointelegraph. The first big news I can see here is that Judge allowed Ripple to depose SEC, who decided that ETH is not a security. Of course, if you have been in crypto space for a while, sometime I think November-ish or December-ish last year, November, October, December-ish last year, Ripple was attacked, saying that there were a security the Ripple, the coin SRP is a security, and therefore has to be regulated by the SEC, which is the Security Exchange Commission, okay, in charge of all securities. So now Ripple was trying to defend itself using many points, and one of the points they raised was that if SEC is seeing them as securities, what about Bitcoin and Ethereum and the rest? So there was this SEC official that said no, Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. So now the judge is giving Ripple the ability to now tackle this SEC official. Okay, come together. So why would you say Bitcoin and Ethereum are not security, but Ripple is security? So judge is giving them that opportunity, and let's look at what's going to happen. I mean, it's something we should pay attention to and really see. But if peradventure the judge is now also going to declare Bitcoin and Ethereum securities, then this can be very bearish for us in the crypto space, at least on the short term. But we don't really know what's going to happen. Let's just keep watching. The second thing we have is that Michael Saylor doesn't think Bitcoin is going to be currency in the US ever. Okay, of course, Michael Saylor is, of course, a very big shot guy in the cryptocurrency space. He's the CEO of MicroStrategy, and he's the guy at the forefront of company adoption of Bitcoin. Currently, people have been pushing Bitcoin for normal people. I mean, they started with normal people, drug dealers were using it, then normal people, then very rich people. Michael Saylor is pushing Bitcoin to companies. He's saying, companies, add Bitcoin to your wallet, add Bitcoin to your portfolio. So companies don't just have physical assets, they also have digital assets and stored as Bitcoin. Okay, Michael Saylor has been the one moving this, and he's coming out to say he doesn't think Bitcoin is going to be a currency in US forever. I went deep into the news, and really what I found it was that we're just saying it because the US currently is seeing Bitcoin as a threat to some of their things they are running. So because it's a threat, they will hardly come to adopt it as a currency that can run freely on its own. Although the US Treasury Secretary is saying he has changed his mind, but Michael Saylor is saying he doesn't think US will ever do this. Well, there are two sides to it. It could just be pulling their legs, and it could really be saying the truth. But for now, this is what he's saying, and this is what the news is giving us. So is this bearish? We don't know yet, but let's watch. Let's really pray the US tries to prove him wrong, because that might be his intention. But anyway, let's just see. The next news we have is that ThoughtChain loses up to 7.6 million in Cowset exploit. Okay, why am I saying this one? Why am I reading this particular news? I've looked one and I've selected these top ones. Okay, why am I reading this particular ThoughtChain news? Not really because it's a very general thing, it's a private thing, but just to really stress the fact that when we are investing in cryptocurrency space, be aware that these are projects, these are softwares, these are lines of codes, and some of them at some point can fail. ThoughtChain has been a very amazing project. ThoughtChain, the coin Rune, is super amazing. This coin has gotten up and has given people gains. I was able to make some few dollars off of it also. So the coin was super amazing and it did well this year. Okay, but now we see that they've been exploited and they've been attacked. I mean, this could have been some error with their codes and other things. And people that, of course, I don't know what had happened to ThoughtChain price. Maybe we'll just look at it when we're doing technicals, but price could have been affected and could have gone down. Or even if it has not been yet, it might start going down because of this news, because they have been hacked. So once you realize this, and you need to know that when I'm investing in cryptocurrency space, because this is why I'm really saying this ThoughtChain news, to really point to you that most of these things are project. Some of them can be heavily hyped at some point, and some of them can fail at some point. In fact, the big Ethereum had loopholes at some point and was really exploited at some point. So if Ethereum could be exploited, I mean, a lot of other projects could be, and they could affect their price. So once you're coming with this mindset, you're not going to say, Bitcoin is scam, I'm losing my money, this project just crashes. Like, you really know, okay, this is a line of code and this company has failed at some point, but let's see whether it will come back. That's why when you're really investing, you're willing to carefully select the projects you're investing in. Don't just hear on news that one coin has done 5 million X, you want to go and buy that coin. You can lose your money so hard. Okay. So Thought Chain might have been affected by this news. Then the other thing is that Masterpiece Swiss Bank is issuing NFT shares in Picasso painting. Of course, in my commentary yesterday, in my news analysis yesterday, I talked about NFTs and basically what they were, non-fungible tokens. Okay, so and then I explained what they really were. So this Swiss bank is issuing NFT shares. Okay, usually a lot of rich people don't just keep their money in the bank; they also keep them in physical assets. Most of the assets we know of are land, gold, and the rest, but there are other assets like pictures. So imagine the guy that has the real Leonardo da Vinci drawing of Mona Lisa. Like, that picture is worth so much, so that's an asset. Okay, so but as times are evolving now with the power of the blockchain and with the power of Ethereum, these pictures can now be moved to the blockchain itself digitally as NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So rich people can now start having their wealth in the digital form, not just physical form alone, in digital form as NFTs. So this the Swiss bank has now been able to, I think, partner with these Picasso people they have a lot of paintings. These Picasso guys, they have so many paintings, NFT collections. So but the rich guys can now buy shares out of in this company that has these paintings, knowing fully well that by the time these paintings go for auctions, the price of the painting will be higher. They will be auctioned higher when people bid for them. Okay, especially if the paintings are amazing. So for Swiss bank to be doing this, of course, the paintings must be amazing. So they're opening at least $6,000 worth of shares for people. Okay. Then the other thing I have here, and the last thing I'll take from Cointelegraph, is that Jack Dorsey is saying, with Square's new division, they might have DeFi on Bitcoin. Basically, what is DeFi? Decentralized finance. The same way you bank. Okay, you go to the bank. What do you do in a bank? You save your money, isn't it? You borrow money at some point. Think of everything you do in bank. Decentralized finance is just trying to do it outside the bank on the blockchain, and because it's on the blockchain, everything is automated. Computers are doing everything. There's nobody intermediary or anything, and you can trust the process even more. You can get a loan ASAP without having to provide all those necessary documents or providing many unnecessary things. So this is the power of decentralized finance, and decentralized finance was really enabled by smart contract, and Ethereum is currently the father of smart contract. Okay, so but Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, is now saying they are looking at having DeFi on Bitcoin. So this is very crazy, very crazy. Well, of course, but Bitcoin has the implementation. In fact, Ethereum copied the code. How would I put it? They extended that feature of Bitcoin to build Ethereum and the whole smart contract. So Jack Dorsey, I think they are going back to that feature to try to make DeFi on Bitcoin itself. This will be super amazing if it's going to happen. It will be super amazing and cause massive adoption. But it might not be so easy as they are thinking, because the guys that build Bitcoin have a lot of protocols already written in that might not be so easy to change. Alright, so that is it for Cointelegraph. Let's go to Bitcoin news, bitcoin.com news. Let's see what's happening. Sorry for that. Hong Kong bust money laundering ring using Tether to wash millions. Okay, so basically Hong Kong, a lot of people have been against Tether. In case you don't know, Tether is like US dollar. It's actually USDT on the blockchain. So when you see a particular crypto that says USDT, that's what we call Tether. Okay, and so Tether is actually this coin, is the dollar with which people go to buy Bitcoin or other coins. So when coins are crashing, people take their money to Tether. When they want to buy, they move their money from Tether to most of these cryptocurrencies. Now people have been attacking Tether because the idea of Tether was that it's supposed to be dollar. So that for every Tether we have on the blockchain, there's supposed to be a dollar in real world. So that if everybody decides to sell their Tether, they can get a real world dollar. Okay, that was the idea, and that was the idea of Tether. But currently, Tether has really, there's so much Tether than real dollar. Tether has really been manipulated because a lot of cryptocurrency can actually be printed out of thin air. Look at Ethereum now. How is it being mined? The supply is limitless. It's being mined out of thin air. Not really thin air. There's a lot of economics to it, okay, but it's basically being mined out of thin air. Let's just put it that way for now. And Ethereum is money. So imagine someone just mined 3 Ethereum today now. He has gotten money like almost out of thin air, isn't it? So that is the same with Tether. So at some point there's a lot of Tether printing just being printed out of thin air, and there's not enough money in the bank. So a lot of people have been attacking Tether currently. And Hong Kong have also been able to catch some guys that are trying to launder money with Tether. So that's basically this news. And of course, if people are facing Tether, people are bringing bad news about Tether. And if Tether can be really attacked, then the Bitcoin can be heavily attacked, because it's Tether that's being used to manipulate the Bitcoin. Let's call a spade a spade. For now, there are two things happening to Bitcoin, even though it's gaining adoption, but the adoption is not what is strong enough to make the price go up. It's actually the manipulation that's making the price go heavily up. Okay, it is being manipulated. I mean, if not for the Bitcoin price, why would you think I would also be in Bitcoin? It's the Bitcoin price that really now exposed me to Bitcoin before I started even knowing other things about the blockchain. So even you listening to this, Bitcoin price might have played a very big role. So Bitcoin, and what is happening to the Bitcoin price, it is being manipulated. So invariably, it is the manipulation that started the whole thing. But now we are evolving from manipulation to real use cases. So, and if Tether can be stopped, manipulation is going to be stopped. But the joy is, if the real use cases can come early enough, then we won't be worried about this. But a lot of people are against Tether currently. Then this is a more personal news. This Fox News is a more personal news. Let's go to the Dogecoin founder criticized crypto world. Of course, the Dogecoin co-founders, I know at some point they dumped Dogecoin project itself. So, but now they are coming out to criticize the crypto world. This crypto world is being manipulated by some people. Some people are just doing their own manipulation. And obviously, this is very true. But again, the blockchain has now grown beyond just manipulation. Okay, or it's growing beyond just manipulation to real use cases. And when those real use cases come, the dual manipulation thing will not be needed anymore. So, but again, this news can have negative effect in the short term, because these Dogecoin guys are heavily respected. So they coming out to say this again might put fear in some people, or some smart money might want to take advantage of this to crash the market and say that because Dogecoin people say that the market crashed, just trying to explain things because of stories. But really, I believe you get what I'm trying to say. Just trying to use this story as a basis to now make their own move. So, but that's what he's saying. And the last thing I think I'm going to take here is that the Swiss State Secretary helps blockchain incubator firms set up new base in South Africa. Okay, the blockchain incubator guys are basically guys that invest in blockchain startups. People that have ideas on blockchain. I mean, let's start voting on blockchain. Let's start using blockchain in healthcare. Let's start using blockchain in legal system. Let's start using blockchain for our movies. Blockchain can be used for virtually a lot of crazy things. And I really put it there in my course, the ISM 415 course. I thought I uploaded it on this channel, and it's super amazing. So blockchain can be used for so many things. You can check out the video of the course. I mean, just find it. I mean, when you scroll down, you see it. I've not uploaded so many videos yet, so you see it obviously. So this incubator guy just invests in startups, and the Swiss State Secretariat, of course, these guys have a lot of money. These Swiss State guys are now helping these blockchain guys to set up in South Africa. So this is going to be super crazy. This is going to be super mad. Massive investment is going to South Africa, and this can cost blockchain adoption if this is bought in by the people of South Africa. And I really pray these guys can come to Nigeria, because there's a lot of ideas. Me talking, I have so many ideas. I mean, as I'm speaking, I have ideas in my head, but at some point you might be limited by exposure, you might be limited by funds, you might be limited by one or two things. So, but with incubator guys coming in to provide funds, to provide exposure, to provide connections to big people. Imagine you can be connected to Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, or to Gavin Wood, the founder of Polkadot, or to Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum. I mean, also the blockchain core developers. I mean, you're going to scale up your reasoning and really understand even more what the blockchain can do. So this is a very amazing news, and I think that's the major thing from Bitcoin.com. Then let's go to CryptoNews.com, and this is the last place we're going to pick our news from before we go to technicals. This is China releases ECNY white papers and says crypto has no value and poses risk. Of course, China has always been against crypto for all I know it recently. So of course, we know they are trying to launch their own blockchain project, but now they are saying crypto has no value and all of that. You can lose your money. And basically, the worst I really see that can happen is that the banks are going to really prevent you totally from being able to convert crypto to money. I mean, this is the worst that can happen. Imagine you can't convert your Bitcoin, because now you have Bitcoin. What is the joy of having Bitcoin? At some point, I can sell it and get my money back, isn't it? So, but imagine you can't sell that Bitcoin back to money. I mean, that's the worst. A lot of people are going to be scared. But the powerful thing now is Bitcoin is beginning to have huge use cases. Go to El Salvador for now. You want to buy fish, you can buy fish with Bitcoin. El Salvador has adopted Bitcoin. Okay, and like I said in the news yesterday, the people of El Salvador are beginning to get open to the risk. They are beginning to understand the risk more. This thing can go up in value. This Bitcoin I have can be worth so today, can be worth lower tomorrow, and they know about this. But already they are using it to pay for different services. So imagine Bitcoin can be used to pay directly for services. Then I don't need normal money, because normal paper money that government is printing for me out of thin air, also they're just printing it. They can decide to print as much as they want. They're using it to pay me my salary. This normal money that they are printing for us is also being used for services. So if I can use Bitcoin directly for those services, then I don't need normal money. I want to buy food, I can pay with Bitcoin. So that's the big solution to that. Okay, but again, the China government is still heavily aggressive with the currency. We know the China government, they are very, very strong people, and they are very, very communist. So, but anyway, that's the first news from there. Then we talk about this Jack Dorsey's news, and the one we have here is that Bitcoin and Ethereum weekly wrap that bears are in control. Of course, when we go to technical, we're going to see that then Facebook to ramp up payments ahead of DM launch. Okay, Facebook is working on a lot of crazy things, and it's going to come out soon. So let's just see that. And I think the last news before I skip this, is that PayPal users can now spend more on Bitcoin in a week than they could in a year. Okay, so basically PayPal is now opening more access to people to spend more on Bitcoin, and this is what we are talking about. Imagine I develop a software job for you. You can pay me with Bitcoin. We can use Bitcoin to pay for real services, and because of this, the need for normal fiat money is going to drastically reduce. Okay, or it might not even reduce, but we don't necessarily have to move our Bitcoin to fiat to enjoy services. Because why do we need money? To be able to pay for some other services. Okay, then of course I've talked about this Ripple news, and I think basically that's it for the news. I just try to be as brief as possible. You want to get more of this, you can go to these various websites and see them and check them out. So without wasting much time, let's rush down to the technicals as fast as possible. Let's go to the technicals and see what Bitcoin is doing. So welcome to the technicals, and basically I'm there already. I'm using Binance, and this is TradingView on Binance. So basically this is the 4-hour time frame chart. Okay, 4-hour time frame chart, and basically, like I've always been saying, the charts have not shown us anything yet. The charts have not confirmed whether we are going up or we are going down. We'll just be moving around this region for a while. But like I've always said, the bias is more towards the downside. This does not mean we are going down, but the bias is more towards the downside. Okay, and if we are going to go down, it could be massive, because this looks like a massive head and shoulder pattern that is unfolding. But again, we have not confirmed whether we are going down or not. So basically, this is what the technicals are showing us. I've done the analysis, and this is just a summary of everything. So like I've always said, what is my strategy? My strategy is to focus more on the Bitcoin. Okay, because if Bitcoin is going to crash from here to, like, say, $20,000 or $17,000, that's going to be almost 40% correction, isn't it? You can imagine what will happen to altcoins. They will get wrecked, because altcoins, they crash more than Bitcoin, and they give gains more than Bitcoin. Okay, and if Bitcoin is to go up from here, Bitcoin will be the first to move. If the altcoins are to go up, Bitcoin will be the first to move before other coins start following. So at this point in time, it's wiser to just focus more on Bitcoin. Okay, and what is the strategy to focus on Bitcoin? It's not to just put all the money in at once. Buy in bits. Okay, you have, let's say you have a very small amount of money, like $300. You can be seeing for each $1,000 drop in Bitcoin, I buy just $30 worth or $10 worth. So as Bitcoin drop from 31,000 to 30,000, I buy 30,000, 29,000, I buy 29,000 too. This is my own simple strategy. Okay, so because it just makes more sense to focus on the Bitcoin now, because if it breaks down, it's going to have the least crash, and if everything is to go up, it's going to be the first to go up. Okay, so basically that's it for technicals. Then let's check CoinMarketCap, and we can see what is happening on CoinMarketCap. Basically, you can see coins are just down, coins are red. This is Tether, it's a stable coin, so it's red. This is USDC. USDC is, it's really rising. A lot of people are moving their money out of Tether because of the Tether fraud, Tether Wahala. They're moving to USDC. Okay, you can see USD, but a lot of other altcoins are wrecked. Most of this one is Binance BUSD. All these are stable coins pegged to the dollar. Other coins are wrecked, basically. They are heavily wrecked. Cardano is wrecked like 11% today. Ethereum, for the past 7 days, Ethereum is already wrecked like 10%. So most of these altcoins are getting wrecked. So it really makes a lot of sense to try to keep focus on the Bitcoin as much as possible. Okay, then let's check Torchain. Based on the news, let's see what has happened to Rune. Torchain, let's see what's happened to Rune based on the news that came out. Let's see. Okay, it's loading my network. it's raining here, so I mean things can be slow when it's raining. Oops, I've assumed it. So you can see Rune is wrecked basically. So Rune was almost $17 at some point. Yeah, I mean $15, $12 at some point, and and you can see it's going down. Based on this news, it might even have more downside to go. That's why when you're investing in lots of things, just be aware that these are projects, even though they seem to be doing so well. I mean, Rune was spiking up like fire. Even though they seem to be doing so well, just be aware that these are projects and they can fail at some point. Okay, everything, even Ethereum can fail. So once you have this awareness, then you are very careful with your investment. So basically, that's it for the technicals today. That's it, and alright guys, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here, and see you tomorrow also. Okay, bye bye. Thank you.